All right, the traded player exception, or the TPE as we call it, is generated from the Gordon Hayward signing with the Charlotte Hornets in this offseason. The traded player exception is worth the exact amount of Gordon Hayward's first year salary with the Charlotte Hornets. That equals out to $28.5 million for this year. So, what does that mean? What can the Celtics do with that $28.5 million? Can they go ahead and go out and trade for Bradley Beal with that $28.5? Let me break your hearts real quick, Celtics fans. No, we cannot. So, the trade exception itself works by itself. You cannot add it to any other contracts to then be able to take on and receive salary above that $28.5 million mark from other teams. So, therefore, you cannot take that exception, combine it with Marcus Smart in some delusional world, and then receive Bradley Beal back in a trade. That doesn't work, and it's not just for the trade exception reason. However, something you can do with it, you can split it. So that $28.5 million can be used on one player, it can be used on two players, it can be used on three. You just can't exceed that $28.5, but you can break it up and use it in smaller bits and pieces. What do the Celtics have to give up if they want to use this trade exception? The Celtics must give up something in return. Can't just accept a player if a team is trying to get off them and give them away for nothing, which for one reason or another, that doesn't actually really make any sense for a team to do. So the Celtics must give up at least a draft pick or a player contract, or it can be a combination of both. The benefit is that unlike in normal trade circumstances, you do not have to match the incoming salary with what's going out. May have heard something about a hard cap. How does this affect the cap and us being taxed? Right now, the Celtics have $19.6 million to work with before they hit any type of tax. So what that means is between that $19.6 million, $28.5 million, anything that comes in over $19.6 million, the Celtics would be responsible for that salary plus a tax that they would get hit with. So if you have a player that's worth, let's say $22.6 million, you would want to find a way to throw in $3 million into that deal outgoing so that you can go ahead and take that back and avoid the tax. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. And finally, it's the 40-year-old version rule. If you do not use it, you lose it. 1 year to use it, or the Celtics lose it. They can use it now or in the offseason, and then it's good to go. Time.